For each piece of student work submitted, Turnitin will provide a similarity index, which is the percentage of the assignment that Turnitin has identified as matching other sources. An originality report is also produced, which shows each of those matches in more detail. Departments can use these to identify assignments that need closer examination.
One feature which I particularly like is the colour-coded reports which you get. That's the general overview when you look at the class list. Sort of red for those who have potentially plagiarised quite highly, down to amber to green. That's a really good, simple colour system.
The Originality report suggests a source for each match and indicates the extent of the matching. The largest match comes first in the report. Turnitin will only identify matches. A human being is still needed to interpret the report and make judgments.
Usually the member of staff will look at the piece of work first. Having looked and made an assessment based upon the piece of work, he or she will then open the report and look through and determine whether or not they think what's being flagged up by the report is actually plagiarism, or actually, as it often is the case, that it's simply where a student has actually referenced accurately. And the thing that often tends to crop up in Turnitin reports is the bibliography, where the student has provided a list of references, which of course are very similar to references in other essays or in other sources.
I think it takes you a few reports to get to grips with it, but after a while you can see, oh, okay, I can remove the part that's direct citation. But it does take you a little while to work out what it is it's telling you and what it isn't telling you, more to the point.
For each match, you're likely to find one of three things. Firstly, the match is a quotation, which is properly quoted, cited and referenced. This would, of course, not indicate plagiarism. Secondly, you might find a match that is not properly quoted or referenced. This would indicate a possible case of plagiarism. Thirdly, you might see common phrases or strings of words that are the typical terminology of the discipline. These would not normally need to be referenced and, again, would not indicate plagiarism. Turnitin checks students' work against a comprehensive database. However, it can't identify all forms of cheating.
We had this year a few instances where it's a gleaming originality report, but it's absolutely not original because the student didn't write it. Somebody else helped them write it, or somebody's helped them to edit it, or they've maybe bought the essay. So those kind of problems it can't tell you.
Remember then that your Turnitin Similarity Index and Originality reports are only your first steps. Academic judgment is still required.